All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Kadash, double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation and much love to y'all came out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. And I just want to do a quick video, it's just going to be a couple minutes um, of, how Esau's puffing up the numbers. He's fluffing the numbers up of the coronavirus, all right, the cases and the deaths. And I'm just going to bring out some evidence that came across on the actual CDC's website. All right, so I'm not going to no third party personal opinions about what people think. This is supposedly the people that are controlling it or are in charge of it somewhat. The CDC, the one giving you the numbers. All right, this is their website. So first, I'm just going to start in the scripture. 2 Corinthians 2:11, because we all understand ultimately they have a alternative agenda behind all this. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right, and you go into that word devices, mean his plot, his ideas, okay, his agenda. All right, this is what he's trying to do, and we're not ignorant of that. That's why he's not gonna take advantage of us or get an advantage of us, okay? Because we're not ignorant to his devices, all right? And this is one of his devices. This whole coronavirus scare is all a hoax. And if you go into the word hoax, you'll understand. All right, hoax doesn't mean the virus doesn't exist. All right. However, this is it's not what they're saying. All right, the mainstream media is nothing but deception. It's a way of witchcraft. All right, it's a means or a median for deception, okay? And they could have done this with any virus, but they had to create this new one, because it wouldn't have worked with previous viruses, such as the influenza and whatever other diseases have been out. People wouldn't have really believed it as much. So since they created this virus, it started in China, and now it's, lo and behold, America. Okay, now they have a whole agenda. And really what they're trying to do is, well, what they're doing is they're implementing martial law. Okay, they're crashing the economy. Okay, they're moving towards the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip, and they're setting up the 5G network. All while you're at home, sitting on the couch, watching the media over and over, listening to that. Wash your hands. Use hand sanitizer. All that rhetoric, and it's to program you, right? It's to bamboozle you, it's to deceive you. Okay, so now let's go into these articles I found. So this is on worldometers.info. This is the current cases and deaths and recoveries of the said coronavirus. And what I want to point out is this down here. All right, these charts they have here. So let's just look at the total cases here. So if you go here, let's go to March 4th. Well, March 1st, it said 75 cases. All right, so there were 75 cases in March 1st. And we know the first case was I think late January. But for this particular evidence, so to say, that I want to bring out, I'm just going to use these numbers here, which is on their websites. All right, so March 1st, it was 75 cases, right? And you see the incline and the sharp incline really beginning in March 10th around there. You see March 12th, and then it just started skyrocketing, right? And here's a little better one. You can look at it better how the increase is going. All right, and then let's go to the deaths. All right, here goes the deaths. Let's go to March 1st. All right, so deaths was, all right, let's see if I can get it on March 1st. March 1st, one death, March 1st. And then as you go on, of course, it skyrockets around that same date. March 15th, March 18th, it goes from 17th, it goes from 110 to the next day. Or let's go 2 days later, 255, and so on and so on. Now it's all the way up to 4,000. All right, so now to keep in mind, March 1st, all right, March 1st, we'll use the cases. March 1st, all right, total cases, March 1st. Come on. Well, it's just that week, March 1st, March 2nd, doesn't matter. 3rd, so 124 cases, and then it continually skyrockets. Now, this is going to be straight off of the CDC's website. All right, because everybody, all of a sudden, everybody forgot about the common cold, the common flu, okay, the influenza, and other diseases that are very, very, very similar to the said coronavirus. It's a respiratory issue, this and that. The symptoms are the same exact thing. So this is off of the CDC website, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. This is influenza when it's flu season. While seasonal influenza viruses are detected year-round in the United States, flu viruses are most common during the fall and winter. The exact timing and duration of flu seasons can vary, but influenza activity often begins to increase in October. Most of the time, flu activity peaks between December and February, although activity can last as late as May. So they're admitting on CDC that the influenza can go as late as May. All right, keep that in mind. It's saying that it's peaking during February, which is when the cases started rolling in for the coronavirus. All right, February. All right, around that time is when they started coming up. There's the numbers. All right, and we just got into April, so technically we're still, according to the CDC, in the flu season. So this says here, the figure below shows peak flu activity in the United States by month. 1982, 1983, 2018, blah, blah, blah. It says the peak month of flu activity is the month with the highest percentage of respiratory specimens testing positive for influenza virus infection during the influenza season. During this 36-year period, flu activity most often peaked in February. Okay, let me go to one of the point here. See if I can find it here. All right, because the reason I'm bringing this out is to show that the regular flu is still there, man, and other respiratory diseases. All right, it didn't just disappear. Okay, let me see if I can find it here. Okay, here it is. Do other respiratory viruses circulate during the flu season, in addition to which this is another coronavirus, is just another respiratory virus. Okay. But now they're just lumping it all up to, oh, it's coronavirus. You might have the influenza or just the regular flu or even a common cold, and they're lumping it up to coronavirus, man. So it says, in addition to flu viruses, several other respiratory viruses also circulate during the flu season and can cause symptoms and illnesses similar to those seen with flu infection. Hello, wake up and smell the fresh air, man. The Esau is deceiving the people, man. Anybody with the similar symptoms of the said coronaviruses, hey, he had it, he died of it, and so on and so forth. You look at the yearly mortality rate of influenza just in the United States, A or B. All right, it's a huge number. All right. Matter of fact, let's Google it. Influenza virus deaths. Deaths yearly, USA. Let's see if they even show it. Let's see, they're just gonna flood. See, look, they're just gonna flood Google now with just of this. So I'll rephrase it. How many people die from the flu? Ah, shit. Just bear with me. See, look, usually they'll give you a straight answer, but not now. How many people die from the flu each year? Let's see. 6 days ago. Of course, it's going to be fluffed up. So usually between 29 to 59,000. That's not the answer I'm looking for. So anyway, it's up there in the tens of thousands. All right. I don't see something statistic here because the CDC ain't gonna show it. I already checked. See, now they want to say 12 to 61. So we'll say there's 61,000. We'll because Esau's a devil. We'll say about 50,000 deaths a year. All right, of the flu. Say let's go back to this now. You know, talking about the similar respiratory viruses. These respiratory viruses include rhinovirus, one cause of the common cold, and respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, which is the most common cause of severe respiratory illness in young children, as well as leading cause of death from respiratory illness in those aged 65 years and older. So a lot of these old folks that were supposedly dying of coronavirus, for all we know, they were dying of the RSV. It's the number one killer, the leading cause of death from respiratory illness. And that's what they're saying the coronavirus is. So now that we've established that flu season is still in effect, let's go back to this chart. Remember, March 4th, and then you see how the skyrockets. And these are the cases, all right? These are the confirmed cases. That means they tested them and they confirmed that they had the coronavirus. Now let's go to, again, the CDC website, all right? This is for the year 2019, the end of 2019, and the beginning so far of 2020. Look, CDC estimates that so far this season there have been 39 million flu illnesses, 39,400,000 hospitalizations, so 39 million cases, and 24,000 deaths from flu just here in America. So this is the point I want to get to, though. Look at this chart, all right? And now, because this is, you know, it's kind of hard to read, but it says 2019 week 40, 2019 week 42, you know, 2019 week 44, and so on and so forth, to 2019 week 52. And then it goes to 2020, and then goes by the weeks. So March 2nd, that week would be about week 10. All right, so remember, the first case was about in February, late January, early February. So look at this, all right? Let's look at the key here. All right, A, the yellow bars are A. All right, the test being performed, number of positive, the number of tests. Green would be the influenza B, because you got influenza A and you got influenza B, and then this is the percent positive flu of A, that yellow line right there, and the percent positive of B, which is the green line. So let's look at this in week 8. All right, starting at week 7 right here. All right, that was the end of February. Look how the cases, or even the testing, started going down, and then look how the positive started going down, especially with the A. Look how steep that is. In the week 10, all right, which would be March 2nd. Right here, look at that decline right there, man. Look at that. So you're telling me that they all of a sudden, in the CDC, we just read in the CDC's website that we are technically still in flu season. So why are they all of a sudden stopping the testing, the clinical results? You know, they're not testing no more. Why? Because they're not even right now. You go to the hospital and you tell them you have those symptoms of like we read earlier, the respiratory problems, right? You tell them you got coughing and this and that, which are similar to all these other viruses and common cold, the rhinovirus, the RSV. You tell them you have symptoms, anything like that, well, they're gonna automatically say you have the coronavirus, and they're not even gonna test you for anything else. They're just gonna test you for a coronavirus. So that's why you see a decline in cases and in positive results, because they're not even testing for it. Look at that, man. Here it is. We're in week 12. Well, now we're probably in week, because let's see, March. So we're probably week 14, 15 of 2020, and these numbers are probably nothing now. They're damn near at zero probably, because what? They're not testing for these. They're not testing for influenza. They're not testing for RSV, the rhinovirus. no other respiratory infection or virus are they testing for except for coronavirus. You come in with those symptoms, you're automatically got the coronavirus. And this is the devil for you, man. All right, and so let's close out on these. I don't want to make this too long. All right, and this is the devil for you, man. Straight up and down. Revelation 12 and 8. Because this man's a deceiver, man. All right, Revelation 12 and 8 or 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Who's that dragon, man? Esau, Edom, the ancient Roman Empire rebirthed again. Right, that old serpent going back to the garden. What he do? He deceived Eve from the beginning of from Genesis, the first book of the Bible. The devil and Satan. This man is the devil and Satan, man. He's deceiving the whole world, and this is his final show. All right, he's taking his final bow. You know, going all out with this deception. Again, I'm sure people are dying from this new strain, new virus that they termed coronavirus, but they're deceiving you with this. They got alternate motives, all right, alternate agenda behind this, all right, including the 5G, the economy, the martial law, okay, and they had to make a new boogeyman because they knew the old viruses wouldn't be believable, okay, and that's why this man's got to be taken out, man, mainly here in America, man, because this is where we're speaking on America because we're here in America, you know, as far as me, all right, so let's read about that. Revelation 18 and 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High hath avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. So America is the master of disaster, the head of this beast, or that whore that rideth upon the beast. All right, this is the ancient Roman Empire right here. And just like in the ancient Roman Empire, Rome had his hand around the whole world, the whole known world. Well, that's what America's got. All right, and guess what? Just with violence, this place is going to be thrown down. It says, verse 22, and the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and the trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all, because ultimately this place is going to be destroyed with thermonuclear missiles. All right. Forget coronavirus. What's going to bring America to its finale, to its end, is these thermonuclear missiles. All right, verse 23, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. So this man is deceiving all nations, man. He's bamboozling everybody, not just the Israelites here in America, not just the Israelites, man. Everybody, Moab, Ammon, all right, Ishmael, everybody's getting the okie doke, man. And that's why the devil's gonna be taken out, man. All right. So with that, Mawaf Lababal Shalom.